Wow, okay, so it's been a minute since I've been able to record. Not been able to record, felt like recording. I was on vacation the past couple weeks. Had an opportunity to get some good content, but decided to use that time to relax and just enjoy myself. Worked out at the amazing Avalon Fitness, so I put it on my Instagram. If you're ever in the area, check them out. Incredible owners. Love working out outside, you know. If you ever worked out outside, you know how that feels. It feels amazing. So, but we're starting to get back into the routine. It's week 7 of my training. Next week's are my max outs. Expecting some PRs in some areas, and we'll see about the rest. So it's been a minute since I've been able to record in here. You have to wear a mask now. So you'll see me working out in a mask. What I'm shooting for in this video, we have legs today. We have a heavy top set. And then afterwards, I'm gonna discuss my plans moving forward, going into this muscle gain over the winter time. Since I'm in a better mindset than I was last year, I'm gonna try to gain lean muscle a little bit better this time. I put on way too much weight last winter and gained a lot of fat. I did it so incorrectly. So learning from experience, I'm gonna do it right this time. Gonna try to put on some lean muscle. I'm about 172 in the morning right now. I'd like to get up to about 185 in the morning. So it's gonna be fun, a good opportunity for some content. I have a really good series coming up in the winter time, so stay tuned for that. But we're gonna hit this leg workout, and then I'm gonna discuss my plans going forward and how I'm going to plan on gaining some lean muscle. So I'm gonna discuss my macros and go over how to calculate them as well. So without further ado, let's get this workout.
How many times we got go back and forth again? I know you hating, know you waiting on my route.
I also did forget to mention, my knee is feeling 1,000 times better. I've been slowly working back in some more volume and some weight, and it's definitely been working. It's getting more accustomed to the load I've been putting onto it. Been gradually making progress. Now, next week I'm not expecting a whole lot when it comes to squat max outs because I haven't been training them as intensely as I have in the past. So I'm gonna do what I can. Today is a heavy top set of a 3x2 at anywhere between 85 to 87.5% my 1 rep max. So the highest I would go is about 340 pounds, hopefully for a set of 2. So we're gonna see what happens there as well.
And it's that take it to the hole and just lay it in. Ain't it fucked up with friends end up doing the friends, huh? Kings never worry about the hate. President ain't worried about the states. Going for the bait. I'ma bring the war to your face. Hit the base when I pull up to your gate, huh? This is the vibe on the night. Wake up, don't get tired. Start a ride, man. Y'all must be high. Hit the pie. Come close, don't get snide. Fuck your life, show you ride. Whole team here.
So I'm not gonna lie, I do have expectations to hit that 87.5% my 1 rep max for these sets for a 3x2 because last week I actually PR'd at a 4x4 at 85% my 1 rep max, which was about 335 pounds. So I definitely think I should be able to get this 3x2 for 340-ish pounds, give or take. So we're gonna see how it goes, but we're about to warm up, feeling good.
Staying hydrated, gotta grow this year. A lot of niggas tryna make my dough disappear, but I'm sitting at the top, you ain't on this tier. Said I'm the best and you know that's true. You ain't never really heard the flow this cool. Full speed flow, I don't even really see no stop sign. I just roll right through, may the Lord be with you. Got him try to find a scripture, this a verse and a curse, been a violent mixture. Known to shake up the earth, yeah I'm right on the Richter. Living on the edge, get you cut right out the picture, Welcome to the jungle, ho, where kings get low, that's overthrow. Blood on the walls like Jericho, another man sworn in, that's a puppet show. Pop music, that's a minstrel show. Modern day Vincent Van Gogh. Gotta see the wolves when they in sheep clothes. Jon Snow should've never trust them crows. I turn into a lion when I'm in the booth. I know you niggas lying when you in the booth. I hit home runs when I'm on the plate. Got your goddamn wife tryna immigrate. Siege all up in your motherfucking real estate. Niggas always wanna judge, never litigate. We ain't never in a rush, we just marinate. We just take these wins and we duplicate. Take these wins. Duplicate. Take these wins. We just take these wins and we duplicate. Take Take these wins. Duplicate, duplicate. Take these wins. Back to the truth. Y'all better act like you knew. Who's next, nigga? Pass me the cue. Back in the booth, man, I'm finna spaz with the crew. Better take our eyes back to the zoo. Block a block, I'm here to bring the drama. Word to mama, gorilla straight from Ghana. Holla, holla, don't infiltrate the saga. Spitting lava, my mouth is like a sauna. In Nevada, we staring right at you like, what's the problem? Whole bunch of wills and we steady prowling. Remember the days when you doubted, now I'm steady counting. We stacking like public housing. You don't really wanna know the rate? You ain't really keeping up the pace. You should already jumping out the face. We just listen to the hate and we duplicate, duplicate. Take these wins. We just take these wins. Take these wins. Take these wins. We just take these wins.
Okay. Well, that was the first time in a long time that I had a complete leg workout, and it actually felt pretty good. Now, I preach all the time that you're not gonna PR every time you step into the gym, and today was an example of that. Last week I hit a PR of a 4x4 at 335 pounds, which felt pretty good. Like, I was really happy, and I was surprised even myself that I could do that. This week was a 3x2 at 87.5% my 1 rep max, which was about 340 pounds. So 5 pounds more, just 5 pounds more this week. And I hit the sticking point hard every single time on that second rep. So that just goes to show you it's a week by week thing. It's about how you recover from the week before and then just how your muscles are feeling. So going into the next week for max outs, I don't have the highest expectations when it comes to squat, because like I said before, I've been rehabbing my patella the entire time. Haven't really been accustomed to heavy squats and a lot of volume. I really haven't been working my legs a whole lot. It's kind of been more of a rehab process going forward. So we're gonna see what next week brings. I'm not gonna be too disappointed with whatever the outcome is. I'm not expecting a huge PR on squat. However, I am expecting to perform well on bench, and I think I can PR in deadlift as well. So we're gonna see with that. But topic of this video, we're gonna discuss how I plan on adding muscle during the winter, because it's already August. And I'm gonna show you, especially if you're a beginner, how to calculate your macros to meet your specific goals. So, I'll catch you in a little bit. All right guys, so let's discuss. First off, let's discuss my goals moving forward into the wintertime as I attempt to put on more lean muscle mass. And then I'm gonna discuss how to, 1, calculate your maintenance calories to start, and then 2, we're gonna go over how to use those maintenance calories to then calculate your macros, whether your goal is to be gaining muscle or you wanna lose fat. And we'll discuss how to do that for both. So first off, moving forward, I do wanna put on lean muscle as we head into the winter time. I'm currently at about 172 pounds in the morning right now. My objective would be to at least achieve 180 to 185 pounds of weight, morning weight, throughout the winter. Now, how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna have to be in a caloric surplus. Now, last year at this time, I was a lot leaner because I went on a pretty intense cut over the summer. So I had a pretty bad relationship with food, if I'm gonna be honest. So when it was time to bulk, I basically saw everything as the seafood diet. When I saw it, I ate it. I just didn't think about it. I'm like, okay, I'm putting on weight now. Let me keep eating. And since I was cutting for so long, my appetite was absolutely through the roof. I couldn't get enough food. And as a result, I put on fat very quickly. This year, I didn't cut. So from this past January till this past March, I was on a cut. I was 190 pounds after I just pretty much ate everything in sight and I had a lot of fat on my body. I was able to cut down to about 168 pounds, and then from there, so that was in March, I tried to steadily increase my weight as slowly as possible. So I'm at 172 right now. So from April, May, June, July, August, the past 5 months, I only put on 4 pounds. Now granted, over the past 3 months during the summer, I really wasn't trying too hard to gain. I wasn't trying to lose either because it was the summertime. I was just trying to maintain. So from that March until this current point, I put on 4 pounds of body weight. Now my objective going forward is to add another 13, give or take. Except this year, I'm in a better state of mind. My relationship with food is a lot better. I'm not starving myself like I was last summer. So I have a good baseline to start, which I'm consuming about maintenance calories right now, which is around 3,000, 3,100. And again, I'll go over how to calculate those in a minute. But I'm currently eating around maintenance, and now I'm gonna start to slowly increase those calories as I see fit, because I wanna steadily increase my weight, not too quickly because I wanna minimize fat gain, but I do wanna gain weight progressively. So how do you calculate your maintenance calories? There's 2 ways. One's easier, one's a little bit more difficult. I'm including the second one because one, I'm trying to educate everybody on fitness and nutrition, and mostly because I'll probably get a text from my little sister when she watches this video that I didn't teach you how to do it the right way. I showed you the easy way out. She's been critiquing me the past couple videos and I can't take it. So we're gonna show you both ways. One way to find your total daily expenditure is you can look it up online. You can estimate it online. If you just go into Google and literally type maintenance calorie calculator, put that in the computer, you'll get a whole bunch of calculators. This is the one I have right here. It literally says total daily expenditure calculator. You're gonna enter your gender, your age, your weight, your height, and then your activity level. It gives you options. So you have just an office job, light exercise, moderate exercise, heavy exercise, or athlete. I put heavy exercise because I work out currently 6 days a week. So body fat is optional. I just estimated, I'm not super lean right now, but I'm not overweight either. You can still see some cuts. So I'm estimating around 12%. Now all you have to do is hit calculate, and this is your maintenance calories per day. So focus for me. There we go. So what your maintenance calories are, it's basically, that's how many calories with your current activity level that you assess. Be as honest as possible. That's how you're gonna be as accurate as possible. Your maintenance calories are saying that's how much you can consume per day with neither losing weight nor gaining any weight. So if I eat roughly 3,100 to 3,200 calories per day, I'm not gonna put on any weight, I'm not gonna lose any weight, which follows suit because I told you a couple minutes ago that I've been pretty much maintaining for the past couple months, consuming about 3,100 calories per day, and I've pretty much stayed the same weight. Another way to calculate it, just to appease my little sister, the nutrition major, the future dietitian, there's an equation where you can estimate your total daily expenditure. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your body weight and then multiply that by 10 first. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm 172 pounds times 10 gives you roughly 1,720. So you can see this right here. So that number right there is what is referred to as your RMR, your resting metabolic rate. So without any activity, that's how many calories, around 1,700, I burn just going about my daily activities, just living. That's how many calories my body uses to just exist. Now, there is an activity factor that you're gonna multiply that number by to achieve your maintenance calories. And this is all based on your activity level. So I have a chart here from my NASM textbook, which we're gonna refer to, and I'll read you each activity constant. As you can see right there, that is the chart that establishes your activity factor. It goes as low as 1.2 and as high as 2.1. So let's discuss each activity factor. 1.2 to 1.3 is very light, and that's defined as seated and standing activities, office work, driving, cooking, no vigorous activity. So pretty much you have a desk job all day, you really don't make an effort to exercise after work. You kind of just go to work, come home, go to bed. So you're gonna be 1.2 to 1.3. Again, no matter what your activity factor is here, be as honest as possible. Don't be embarrassed by it. It's just gonna help you out more at the end because you're gonna be as accurate as possible when calculating your maintenance. So if you're dishonest, it's only gonna hurt you. The next one is low activity, and that is ranging from 1.5 to 1.6, and that's defined as, in addition to the activities of a sedentary lifestyle, 30 minutes of moderate activity equivalent of walking 2 miles in 30 minutes. Most office workers with additional planned exercise routine. So this is pretty much the average Joe is what they're saying. Someone who goes to work, gets in a few steps throughout the day, is moving, is kind of active throughout the day, maybe goes for a walk a little bit when they get home. Not too much more than that. You're not extremely exerting yourself. You're going to work, you're doing a little bit of extra activity afterwards, and then you go to bed. You're going to fall between 1.5 and 1.6. Next is defined as active. Now you're going to have 1.6 to 1.7 here. And that's defined as, in addition to the activities of a low active lifestyle, which is what we just read above, an additional 3 hours of activities such as bicycle 10 to 12 miles an hour or walk 4.5 miles in an hour. Now it really doesn't address weightlifting. If you're weightlifting, you're active. Just base that off of how much time you spend in the gym. So if you live an active lifestyle, you go to work and then you make a serious attempt after work to whether lift, run, ride a bike, do something, walk 4.5 miles in an hour, you're living an active lifestyle. You're doing something extra after those sedentary activities during the day before you rest. You're going to fall between 1.6 and 1.7. And then finally is heavy activity, and that's defined as planned vigorous activities, which could be weightlifting. You could be in a serious training routine, exerting a lot of energy, expending a lot of calories. Planned vigorous activities, physical labor, so if you're a construction worker, anybody that's constantly on their feet, moving throughout the day, you're going to be defined as physical labor. Full-time athletes, so obviously anybody who plays football, you're in the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, you're constantly on your feet, your job is to be active. For hard labor professions, like I mentioned, construction, steel, any kind of road workers, you're going to be defined as heavy activity, and that's 1.9 to 2.1. So those are your multiplying factors for your RMR, your resting metabolic rate. So be as critical as possible, be as honest with yourself as possible, and determine a number that you think suits you. I'm pretty much on my feet throughout the day. I'm walking back and forth from the lab, walk throughout the building, and then afterwards I usually train for about 90 minutes to 2 hours. So I kind of define myself between active and heavy. I'll estimate, like I said, active is 1.6 to 1.7 and heavy is 1.9 to 2.1. I usually put myself right in the middle at 1.8. I think that's fair assessment of me, and it's been working so far. So here's what we're gonna do. I determined my activity factor was 1.8. So I'm gonna take my RMR, which was 1720, times 1.8, and then whatever that number is, that is another way I can determine my maintenance calories. And let's see, we'll compare them. We'll see if they come within the same ballpark of one another. So if we do 1.8 times 1720, that gives you 3,096 calories. So that's about 3,100, which is what I said for my maintenance usually is. And if we compare that to the screen, it's about 100 calorie difference, which isn't the biggest thing in the world. Both ways are great ways to estimate your maintenance calories. That's all well and good, Joe. We figured out our maintenance calories, but now what do I do once I figure out my maintenance calories? And that's up to you. Determine a goal. So do you want to lose weight? Do you want to stay exactly where you are? Or do you want to try to gain muscle? So once you determine your goal, we can adequately calculate your macros. So just because we're talking about myself and my future goal is to gain weight, we're going to base it off of me. I would like to gain weight in the coming months. So what I'm going to do is I have my maintenance calories, which is, for the sake of argument, we'll say 3,100 for right now. In order for me to gain weight, I need to be in a caloric surplus. So what I'm going to do is I want to do it as slowly as possible to minimize fat gain. I'm going to pick about 100 to 200 calories above my maintenance to start, and then I'm going to weigh myself every day for the next couple weeks and see if I steadily increase. If I stay the same, I know I'm gonna bump my calories up, maybe another 100 calories, 150 calories. If I start to steadily increase, I'm gonna keep it like that for a little while until I plateau. And then once I plateau, I'll know, okay, let's kick up the calories a little bit more. So it's kind of just trial and error. As long as you do it slowly, if you don't jump too far off your maintenance, you're not gonna hurt yourself, you're not gonna gain too much weight too quickly, or vice versa, you're not gonna lose too much weight too quickly. So now let's talk about your macros. Your macros consist of 3 macronutrients. You have proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. These all 3 make up your daily calorie intake. So when calculating your macros, there is a little bit of a technique to it. And you want to prioritize certain macronutrients over others. Now, in my opinion, and most people will agree with me, the first macronutrient you prioritize is protein. Protein is the most satiating macronutrient. It's going to keep you fullest the longest. So if you're trying to lose weight, you want your protein intake to be pretty high. It's also the hardest to convert to fat. It's going to help you maintain lean muscle as much as possible. What everybody recommends is to consume at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. So I said I'm 172 pounds. I would be recommended to consume around 172 grams of protein per day. Me personally, I shoot for about 200. Going over that isn't gonna hurt me. My water consumption is high, so I'll be able to process that protein. The only negative is it eats away my calories that I can allocate elsewhere. But when you're on a bulk like this, it really doesn't affect you because you're eating enough as it is. You're not gonna be noticing you're missing other macronutrients. So for the sake of argument, I'm going to calculate my macros based off of 200 grams of protein. 1 gram of protein is equivalent to 4 calories. So since I want to consume 200 grams of protein per day, I'm going to multiply that by 4. 200 grams of protein times 4 will give me my total consumed calories of protein for that day. So here's what I did. Here's my 200 grams times 4 calories per gram of protein equals 800 calories. And any of you science, math people, you can check yourself because look, the units cancel out. Grams cancels with grams right here and you're left with calories. So 800 calories of protein for that day. So there you have it. Protein, most important. You're gonna calculate that first. Next, in my opinion, is fat. You definitely need fats in your body. You cannot just not consume fat. It's used for proper hormones regulating throughout your body and nutrient delivery throughout your body, your vitamin delivery. It's very important to have fat in your diet. I like to shoot for around 25% of my daily caloric consumption is contained with fat. So we're going to do a little bit of a different calculation here. We're going to take our 3,100 number, multiply that by 0.25, which is the 25%, and whatever that number is going to tell us how many calories of fat we should consume per day. So fat, we're going to take our 3,100 calories times 25%, and that'll give us 775 calories of fat per day. But we want to figure out how many grams of fat we're going to consume per day. Like I mentioned before, each macronutrient has a certain amount of calories per gram. For protein, it was 4 calories per gram. For fat, it's a little bit more. It's 9 calories per gram of fat. So what we're going to do is take that 775 number, which I'll show you in a second, and divide that by 9, and that'll give us our daily amount of grams of fat we want to consume. So let's do 775 divided by 9, and that gives you about 86 grams of fat. So as you can see here, I take my 3,100 calories, which is my daily caloric intake, times 25%, which is what I recommended for everybody to consume, the amount of fat per day. That gives you 775 calories, and as I mentioned, there is 9 calories of fat per 1 gram. So we're going to do 775 divided by 9, gives you your 86 grams of fat consumed per day. And lastly, we're going to do carbohydrates. Now you can manipulate your carbohydrates however you want. Mainly that's what people get rid of when they're going on a cut. Now carbs, they are just your pure energy source. So the amount of carbs that you're going to consume, if you don't burn it off, it can be stored as fat. So whatever you're gonna do, if you're cutting, you might wanna minimize carbs. If you're bulking, you might wanna have a little extra carbs. That's usually why you have more energy. So how we're gonna calculate carbs is we're gonna take our total calories of protein and our total calories of fat, add that up and subtract it from our daily caloric intake. That'll give us the remaining calories we have left. So let's do that real quick. So we have 800 calories worth of protein per day plus 775 calories of fat per day gives us 1,575 total calories between those two. We're going to subtract our daily caloric intake, which we have at 3,100. That leaves us with 1,525. So, as I mentioned before, and we did it a couple times already, each macronutrient has a certain amount of calories per gram. Carbohydrates, just like protein, is 4 calories per gram. So we have 1,525 calories worth of carbs, and we're going to divide that by 4 to find out how many grams of carbohydrates we're going to consume per day. Nice and easy. 1,525 divided by 4 gives you about 380 grams of carbs. And there you have it. That's how you calculate your total macros for the day. So if I'm trying to maintain weight, which would be 3,100 calories like this, I would need to consume, ideally, 200 grams of protein, 380 grams of carbs, and 86 grams of fat. Those would be my macronutrients right there. So there you have it. I hope you found this useful, calculating macros, determining your maintenance calories, and then adjusting it accordingly. I'm really excited for this upcoming winter. I do love the summer, but as the winter is progressing, it's inevitable. I definitely want to add some pounds of body weight. It'll be good content where I'm showing you my diet, how I'm increasing my calories throughout, and whatever your goal is, I hope you found this beneficial. As always, thank you so much for the support. I have some really good ideas in the coming winter time. I have a really good theme for the YouTube channel coming that I think a lot of people can relate to. I have some fun videos upcoming in the next couple weeks that I'm really excited to record. Thank you as always for the support. Shoot me a follow on Instagram at JM3Fitness and follow me on TikTok too. I have a lot of fun there. If you have any questions, as always, drop a comment, shoot me a DM. I'm more than happy to look at them. I check them all. I'm more than happy to respond and help you out because it's truly my passion. So until next time, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, always loading, never not. Catch you in the next one.